I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Today we're looking at CEI, what we've seen for Friday for CEI, and also what we've seen in the post-market hours for the stock. Because you know what, Friday wasn't even too bad of a day for the stock in my opinion. Look on the one day, yeah, we're falling by 3.93%, but really it's not too big of a drop. Now, of course, in my opinion, next week is going to be crucial. I spoke about this in our last video, but yeah, what we've seen in after hours is another increase of about 2.9%. So literally for the entire day, we only finished down by about 1%, so it's not too bad. And one thing that we need to remember is in the past, when the stock has run up, it usually does happen in the pre-hours slash post-hours of the market for some reason. But yeah, we're going to be speaking about all that sort of stuff in this video. If it sounds good, make sure to, of course, give it a like and do subscribe to the channel. Do remember, though, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and with this stock especially, I think it's extremely important that I inform you guys of how risky I personally believe it is. I think this one carries insane amount of risk, it's very volatile, I want to make sure you guys know what you are getting yourself into, so make sure to do your own research, because like I said, I am not a professional. I definitely think you should make sure you are completely informed as to what you are investing in. But now we're going to have a look at CEI, and we'll start off by just analysing it on the simple chart. So we're going to look at the past 5 days first, because that is the most inclusive picture, and it shows us that we are seeing a decrease from the highs. Now that is to be expected. Highs were well above the $4 mark, which is really good for this stock, but of course over time they have been falling and falling. Now, like I said, whether this is over or not, I think it is hard to say, but I'll speak about that more towards the end of the video. But this is just what we've seen in the past 5 days and now in the past month. So basically 29th of September we ran up all the way up to this point here, like I said, well above the $4 mark. We came down from there pretty quickly though. We dropped by a really large amount in a very short amount of time. It brought us down to the lows, which were on the 6th of October. These were sat at just 90 cents. So you can see it really did drop by a big percentage. But now where we are, we have come back up a little bit, and we currently sat on 170. So you can see we have seen a little bit of recovery. It's nowhere near what you would want to see after having it drop from the $3 if not $4 mark. But the question now really in most people's minds is probably going to be what comes next, and I think that definitely depends on who you are and how you wish to play the stock. Now for me, am I going to be investing in this stock? No, I personally am not going to be investing in this stock, for the simple reason that I think it is, one, too risky, and I think it's just very perplexing as to whether it is going to do well or not. And again, nobody can say for sure. It is 50-50, but I think where we are right now, yeah, on the one hand it has potential, it has a lot of people behind it. But on the other hand, I think we're just seeing so many of these big stocks pop up, and with these momentum stocks as well, what it is sometimes we have big moves to the upside, and it's very questionable as to what comes next. Stocks that we have seen in the past, such as MRIN, such as MMAT, for example, we've seen these shoot up in a really short amount of time, and they come down, bleeding out slowly, as we have seen in the past. And I hope that is not the case for this stock. Again, we do still have a big community behind it, so whether we see a rise up next or not is going to be hard to say. Like I said in our last video, I think Friday would have given us a bit of an indication of what we saw next, and I do still believe that is the case. We saw a bit of a drop, but because it was so flat, I don't think it tells us too much. Going forwards into Monday, I think that will kind of indicate the next thing that we are going to see on this stock. If we see a bit of a move upwards, I'm going to be still quite hesitant, and I still wouldn't touch the stock, but I think, okay, if we see more growth on Monday, there is potentially now some room for movement upwards. But obviously, if that does not be the case, and if we do start to drop a bit further, I would really be questioning this stock, because like I said, with these momentum trades, as I see this, we do often see big runs up and then a slow bleed out over time. And I hope that is not the case with this stock. There is still that potential there, like I said, because we have a very strong community of investors, but the question is, how long will that last? Now, when it comes to how high the stock can go, this is where my opinion comes into it, and of course, like I said, it could go 50-50, I must stress that, but if we are going to the upside, I think it's going to be very volatile, but I don't think it is going to bring us up to the $3-4 mark, in my personal opinion, or at least not anytime soon. I think if we are going to see growth, sure, it could be there, it could be quite quick, but I don't think it will be quick enough to bring us back up to that point, really fast. That's not necessarily a bad thing, even if we do see some growth, but yeah, I still think it is 50-50. So when it comes to would I buy this stock right now, personally I wouldn't, because it is too risky for me, but if I was even looking to invest in this one, I personally wouldn't do it right now anyway, because I would wait a little bit to see what comes next. And I know if it does see a big move up, or even if it sees a small move up, people will be thinking about the profits that they could have made, and that's completely fine. Don't listen to me, it's just my opinion. But for me at least, even if I was comfortable investing here, after what we have seen, I would wait a day or two just to see what happens next, and even if it was to go up, I'd be more happy to miss out on a small amount of profit than to get into it in a position where it is still quite volatile and see a larger loss where I could have just waited and saw some growth. That's just my personal opinion, like I said, but that's what I believe. But now we're going to have a look at the indicators on the 1 day, 5 day and 1 month and see what they read for us, and then like I said, I will conclude the video at the end. So the RSI figure on the 1 day is at 57, which is fine. 50 is neutral, so 57 isn't too high. It has gone up a little bit because of that spike that we saw towards the end of day. The MACD down here is quite flat actually, but it does appear to be quite bullish, just to the slightest at the end of day, which is not bad. And again, that is because of the rise. The past 5 day chart that we are seeing now here, we are seeing the moving average be exactly where we are right now. We are seeing a RSI figure of 49, which is basically neutral as well, so not too concerning to me at least. And we are seeing a slightly bearish trend down here on the MACD because we have been seeing that dip ever so slightly most recently, so it is coming down a little bit. And the past month data will be a bit more inclusive and show us what we are dealing with. So on the 1 day we are seeing volume relatively okay. You know, we're sat on 964.37 million for the volume, and that is coming from Yahoo Finance. So it's not necessarily the most accurate figure, but there you go. The RSI figure is dropping significantly, and now we are back to a more stable level, because coming up here we were sat at 80 plus, and that is definitely considered to be overbought. So now we're coming down to a more reasonable level, which is really good, and I'm happy with where we are at 49. Now, the MACD trend was bullish for a while, but now it does appear to be becoming bearish, as we have been seeing those continuous red days, as you can see. And again, right now we are still seeing a few days upwards, so it really is questionable as to where we move next. On the one hand, of course, I would love to see this one rise, you know, into the future going forwards, but I think it is also important to zoom out to the 3-month chart, because that will show us how immense the growth that we have seen is. Even from the price point where we are right now, you know, if we do start to move downwards, there is quite a long way to fall, because this one was certainly valued at only like 30 or 40 cents just a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, it could go either way from where we are right now. Like I said, I would definitely be on the more cautious side. That's just my personal approach. I would be looking at this one very carefully and, you know, analysing especially what move I did next. I think it could go either way. I want to hear your opinions down below. I know a lot of people are still bullish on this stock, and I'm not trying to be, you know, bearish on it. I'm just trying to look at this with a realistic angle and a risk-sensitive angle. So that's just what I think. Tell me your opinions down below. Of course, everybody has a different strategy, so it's fine to have differing opinions, but I just want to hear what you have to say in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you all soon. Goodbye. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching. See you soon.